everyone, welcome to my January TBR. So for the month of January, I like to play catch up, and that is finishing series that I have started or catching up in the series, finishing books that have been on my TBR for such a long time, and just playing catch up that month. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So for this month, I only have 3 that I'm definitely going to read, and then a 4th one that is possibility. She's kind of thick, so I'm kind of intimidated by it. Maybe I'll find an audiobook for that. But anyway, the first book I'm going to mention is Before We Forget Kindness. So this is the 5th book. I haven't read the 4th one yet, but I mean, it's still December. It's like the end of December when I'm filming this. So I am going to read that book in December and then go into this book. So yeah, so I want to catch up, and I know that in 2026 there is another book coming out. I think it's called Something Loved You, If I Ever Loved You, something like that. But yeah, anyway, so this is the series Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and a lot of these stories are very, very real and hit close to emotions. So in this book, you can go to this coffee shop and travel back in time, but there are some rules to that. So first, you got to drink all the coffee before it gets cold, or else you'll be trapped there and you'll turn into a ghost. Second rule is you can't leave your seat. If you get up from your seat, then you get zoomed back to your time and you don't get to complete your quests. Another one is no matter what you do in the past, it won't change the future. So let's say this was a story in here. Your sister passed away in a car accident. If you tell her about it, for her to not get in her car that day, you go back to the future and it's still gonna have had happened. So you can't change the past. But these books are very, very, very like tear-jerking and gets right in the feels, and sometimes that's all you need. So the next 2 books I'm going to do together because they do belong together. And that is What the River Knows and What the Library Hides. So sorry, Where the Library Hides. I always say that wrong. Where the Library Hides. So these 2. I know it is based in Europe, and it's about this girl named Inez. I-N-E-Z. I'm not too sure how to say her name. I'm gonna have to look up how to pronounce it later. So she receives word of the tragic deaths of her parents and inherits their massive fortune and mysterious guardian. So she goes to Europe to figure out what happened, and yeah, apparently people say that it's The Mummy meets Death on the Nile. So I never watched The Mummy, I know, and Death on the Nile, I think I like watched, my husband watched it and I came in like during bits and pieces of the movie. But yeah, I'm excited for these. These have been on my TBR for quite some time. So yeah. Now the 4th book I'm going to talk about, and the one I'm very intimidated by, is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. So now, this is going to shock some people, but when I first read A Court of Thorn and Roses, I absolutely hated it. And I said I would never, ever, ever, ever read the series because the first book was terrible. I didn't like it. But I have a lot of coworkers who are reading it, and I knew my boss had the books. She couldn't find the first one, so I'm borrowing the first one from the library, and I'm reading it right now. It's holding up my phone. And I'm still not really liking it, but I was told by my boss that the first book is a little bit, yeah, it's not the greatest. It kind of sucks. But when you go through the series, it gets better. And I had one of my husband's friends tell me the exact same thing, that he hated the first book. He couldn't stand it because a friend of his was pushing him to read it. He kept on reading it, and then he's like, "Oh my gosh, they actually get a lot better." So I am going to go in with I'm going in with an open mind. And back when I first read it, I was in a reading slump. So everything I was reading, I was like, this is trash, this is garbage, this is terrible. And I wasn't having a good time. So I'm deciding to go to read the first one, finish it in December, and then maybe go into the second one. But she's very thick, and I don't know, like, I'm very intimidated by this. I mean, I'm not gonna say I never read a book this big, because I've read books with like that were quite big. I've read a book bigger than this. This only goes up to page 624, and I read a book that was 820 pages. But still, she thick. And yeah. But I'm hoping, even if I'm getting tired of these books, like even if it doesn't pick up by this book, I'm still gonna try to push myself to read it, because I've been told that some people don't like the first or second and then get right into the third, and some people just don't like the first and get right into the second. So I'm really hoping that it is for me. My boss gave me the second and third book, and she said that she does have the other books if I want them, well, to borrow them. So here's hoping, fingers crossed. And hey, the new year, so maybe, but I'm trying to read an author that I didn't like their books before. So yeah, so I don't know, maybe. Now I'm gonna try to maybe find an audiobook for this one. And I believe it's on Audible, and I think Trisha already has it. Double check. And then on Libby, I'll see if the library has a copy that I can borrow. So anyway, that is my very short TBR for the month of January. I'm also keeping it short because if I don't finish any of these books in December, there is like 3 plus A Court of Thorn and Roses, 4 books that I want to finish before the month of December. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it nice and short, just in case if I don't finish any of these books that I wanted to, then I'll add them to my pile. Anyway, I'm so sorry that this is very short, but I hope you guys have a happy new year, and that you have great reads for the first month. Anyway, have a great day. Bye.